Hello, children. I am your science teacher, Mrs. Priyanka. I welcome you all to the first session of our science subject. So, let's start with our first chapter. The living world, adaptations and classification. Let's recall a great variety of plants are found on the earth. Some plants grow in water, whereas some are to be found in deserts. Some plants are found only in snowy regions. Some plants cannot be seen without microscope, whereas some are huge in size. Like plants, animals too show diversity. Some are unicellular, other and multicellular. Some are vertebrates, whereas others are invertebrates. This world is full of variety of animals: aquatic, terrestrial, amphibian, reptilian, aerial, etc. Can you tell, are the plants and animals from Kashmir and Rajasthan of the same type? Coniferous trees are flourish in snowy regions like Kashmir. In deserts of Rajasthan, plants like cactus are found. The camel, being a desert animal, cannot inhabit colder regions of Kashmir. What is the reason for these differences? What is adaptation? Gradual changes occur in the body parts and also in the behavior of organisms, which help them to adjust to their surroundings. Such changes are called adaptations. They take place over a long period of time. Let's learn more in detail about adaptation in plants. We'll begin with adaptation in aquatic plants. Some of the aquatic plants are firmly rooted in the soil at the bottom of the water. These stems are submerged, while leaves and flowers float on the surface. Their stems are submerged. However, some plants are entirely afloat. Their roots are not anchored in the soil. The surface of leaves and stems of many aquatic plants are covered with a waxy layer, like lotus plant. Leaves of some aquatic plants are thin and slender like a ribbon. This shape helps them to withstand fast currents of water. Air spaces in the stem and petioles of aquatic plants are useful for floating in water. On the basis of what we have learned now, use your brain power and answer me some questions. Why does water tickle off lotus leaves? Lotus is an aquatic plant that has a coating of waxy layer on its stems and leaves. If water falls on the leaves, it is not absorbed but gets tickled down. Next, why don't the leaves of these plants rot in water? The leaves in the aquatic plants have waxy coating on them. There are no stomata on the leaves and thus water cannot enter the leaves. Therefore, the leaves do not rot in water. Next, why are their roots short and fibrous? The main functions of roots is to hold the plant firmly and to absorb water and minerals for the plants. Both of these functions are not needed for the plants like lotus, which floats on the water. Therefore, their roots are short and fibrous. Move on to adaptation in desert plants. Desert plants, the stems are fleshy as water and food is stored in them. They are leafless and leaves are modified into thorns. They lose very less water by evaporation. The stems are green as they perform photosynthesis in the absence of leaves. Their roots penetrate deep into the soil in search of water. There is a thick layer of waxy substances on the stems of these plants. Adaptation in plants of snowy region. Conifers like deodar and pines are seen in snowy region. Trees are conical in shape with sloping branches. Due to heavy snowfall and extreme cold weather, such adaptations are seen. Conical shape prevents the accumulation of snow on the trees. Thick bark helps the trees to withstand the cold. Adaptation in plants of forest region. A diverse variety of plants, trees, shrubs, and herbs are seen in the forest. All these plants compete among themselves for sunlight. They grow tall and climbers grow to a great height with the support of trees. Spring-like tendrils on the stems of some climbers is an example of adaptation. Adaptations in grassland plants. Bushes and grasses of diverse types are seen in grasslands. Very tall grasses are seen in equatorial region. Fibrous roots of grasses prevent soil erosion. Animals like tiger, elephants and deer can remain hidden in these grasses. However, grasses in cold region are very short. Adaptation for ingestion of food in plants. Most of plants are autotrophic. Plants make their own food in sunlight. Such plants are called autotrophic plants. Heterotrophic plants, plants that cannot prepare their own food but use the food of other plants are called heterotrophic plants, which is leafless and thus cannot perform photosynthesis. This is an example of Cuscuta plant. Plants like Venus flytrap consume insects to fulfill their need for nitrogen. The plants in nitrogen deficients are usually insectivorous plants. Such plants have structural adaptations to attract insects and hold them captive.